Hello everybody, I'm Jonathan, also known as the PC Genie, although it seems that 374 of you already know that by now. Anyway, it's just a follow-up regarding that thing I did as a non-reaction, sort of a thoughts and ideas about this game coming up called Mordhau. Now, I mentioned, and people reference in the comments a lot, I said about how I'm concerned about the idea of too many parries equals a disarm. And, you know, the idea is, you put your sword away, you parry, and if you're doing all of the fighting, so you're parrying, riposting, blocking, and you're swinging, going back and forth, and doing all of these exertions, that indeed something like a stamina bar to stop you from overdoing it and just simply flailing, you know, and doing everything just almost on spasm, you know, and even doing things like falling for feints. To those who don't know, that's a fake attack. So just going, oh no, oh, what's this, oh no, and it's all just fake, and the person's baiting you, but there's no penalty for falling for the trap, then indeed something like a stamina system is helpful. But I mentioned, if you're just doing that and then, I've parried successfully, I'm doing well, yes, this is good, and then suddenly, just dropped that on my knees and my dehumidifier, ouch, but you get the idea. Everything was worth it. Yeah, again, I reinforce and I reiterate the point because I understand where you guys are coming from. Like you said, games are designed for fun. I completely agree with you. Games are designed for fun, and there are games which have just got all sorts of dragons and magic and like steampunky stuff that's so anachronistic it's unbelievable, and it's still fun. However, I'd say that in this type of instance, this is one of those cases where it's not like being Tolkien-esque and having unrealism but for the sake of fun. In a case like this, I personally think that the unrealistic thing is also less fun. Now, to me, it's like trying to make a new fix for a problem that's already been solved. So, I've played games like Dying Light and other games like that. Regardless of what you think of them, the point is, the stamina system works. You swing your weapons, you do your parries, and you jump about and do all that. And eventually, you get tired. And what it does is, it makes your character slow, or instead of doing really complex things, aha, I got you now, it is kind of going, go away, and all of that. And that's fine. It works, it's perfectly suitable, there's no need to fix it. So why then replace that with a system that instead has you going, I'm fast, I'm good, I'm agile, I can do all these things, and suddenly, to me, that would be immersion breaking. It would be bad because, you know, there are many fights. I mean, I'm going to have some, you know, all sorts of gameplay footage in the meantime, but, you know, you've got the idea that, imagine all of those cool moments you've had in sword fighting games or whatever other games before, and imagine that because you were doing those things successfully, the game just sort of, for contrived reasons, decided, right, now your fun stops, and then takes your weapon away. Jim Sterling recently did a was it recently? I think it actually might have been a couple of years ago. I've been binge watching, but he did a video about weapon durability and the idea that it's the same sort of problem. Again, you've got really cool weapons and you're fighting and it's all great, and then suddenly the game decides, nope, too much fun, takes your sword away. In that situation, it's that, you know, your weapon breaks, and some games have you sort of have to fix them and maybe pay money or use materials, or they just say, that's it, you're done. And in all of those cases, it's quite bad. But how much worse is it that in potentially even less fighting and less action, the game takes your weapon away? And in this case, it's not even, you know, your weapon's broken, you got to go fix it, and then duct tape noises, all of that. It's literally, no. Oh, okay then. Then they just stab you. Oh, that was fun until that. And then here's another problem, I wonder. What about shields? So let's say I've got this arming sword, it's my Genie sword, and here's a shield. It's a buckler, but you get the idea. Now, with that system in place, one of two things will happen. Either, well, when he's got a shield, we can't disarm his... Well, actually, no, one of three things, actually. It will be, he's got a shield, bam, 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 I can use this forever, and I'll never drop it, while everyone else, ha, made you drop your sword, bam, 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 bam. I love that ding. That's option 1. Option 2 is bam, 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 bam. Oh! Oops, my bad. Butterfingers. Or, of course, option 3, which is, you know, and then you could maybe be parrying with your shield. You've got to draw another weapon out like a dagger. Oh, I've got to do all this. I don't know, something like that. Maybe. Or the worst option of them all, and God forbid they ever do this. You can probably see where I'm going with this. Bam, 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 I'm deflecting. Oh, I'm getting ready for strikes. Hell yes. And then suddenly, ding. Oh! My hands have just emptied themselves. Yeah. Oh dear. How is that fun? Again, I understand it. I completely agree with the point that when realism or gameplay fun and the mechanics and make it all work nice come into conflict, then the gameplay should always come first. Yes. But in this case, why, you know, what's wrong? Tell me in the comments it is something, instead of perhaps why it might still be okay to have a disarming system of just being hit a few times. Tell me this instead. Why not have a fatigue system where you just get slower? I mean, I've seen that they're running around quite a bit, and it's almost reminds me of Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, that is, where people are on roller skates. It's probably not that bad, but you get the idea. And it'd be interesting if after a bit of fighting you sort of slow down. You know, you're able to do your cuts and thrusts and parries and, you know, move about, but you do it slower. And that can be a cool penalty because you're still able to fight. It's not like it's stopping your fight, you know, by removing your weapons away. Just, you know, you're going slow, and then maybe you used to be able to go, haha, I parry and strike, and now you're going, oh, I've been stabbed too late. Something like that, slowing you down, making you worse, but not stopping you entirely, is better, in my opinion. Excuse me, so why not have that? That's all I mean to tell me. Anyway, I'm happy you've gone on this long. But another thing that was mentioned regarding bows, I heard somewhere, possibly on the original trailer video or in my comments, but it was that with the bows, you know, it isn't as important, and you know, it's that situation where they'll look realistic enough. But I share my issue again with regards to drawing bows. So in the game, it's sort of a bit like, obviously seeing it third person in front of me, it's the equivalent of doing this. So knock the arrow, draw, prematurely, and I put a thing on that, draw fully. Now, I ask again, you know, why not have the realism? Because it actually is better. Because in a first person view, I mean, you can see it from my third person, I'm doing this. And I'm part drawing, and I'm putting my hand in a way. So, there's the bow. In fact, what am I doing? I've got a bow. 4 bows. Here's a bow. So, in the game, they've got it a bit like this. So, knock the arrow. I draw partially. And I'm sort of obscuring my face a bit. I'm putting the string hand kind of, you know, it's taking up some part of my vision. Now, if you actually had it realistic, which is drawing fully, to those of you who aren't archers, there's what's called an anchor point, a bit on your face you always draw to, because you imagine with the arrow being in these fingers, if I'm going up and down like this with each different shot, then it's also going to make the arrow different. That's just how it works in real life. But in terms of gameplay, isn't it good to have your hand out of the way? If you're drawing sort of part way and you're kind of obscuring your face, or you know you're covering some angle of your view with your own hand, you know, it's kind of annoying, and it's not, you know, it's not realistic, and it's actually worse for gameplay because it's annoying. So why not then have you fully draw like this? And if I'm doing this, oh, this is a strong way, so I can't do that for long. You know, I can draw fully, and then I've only got maybe a little bit of a line here and here from the string, and I've only got to worry about, you know, my bow hand and the bow stave itself slightly obscuring the view, which is a given because that's how bows are. Whereas the rest of my view is completely open, so I can still be having fun in the game by looking around at what's happening. Maybe a guy's going to charge at me, and there's all this going on, and oh, there's an archer and whatnot. So why then is it a good idea to obscure it? So that's again my point. So basically my core point in this video is, yes, I agree, gameplay and fun, you know, the game structure is more important than being strictly realistic and saying, oh, we've got to do it like this, and oh no, that's anachronistic, we can't have it like that, that's 50 years too late, or whatever. But in a few, multiple instances, those two are examples. I personally believe that the realism and the gameplay aren't coming into conflict, but they actually marry. It's the unrealistic stuff I'm seeing is actually also making the game less fun. Not, you know, like the whole scenario of Magic where you make things not real but fun. Such as, here's an example where it is good. They've got different armours which will probably be from different time periods. So they'll be a few hundred years apart, Brigandine and plate armour, and then some just mail armour on its own here and there. And that's fine, because of the armour systems and all that. That's where it isn't realistic, but it works. Sorry about that. It's good. But if you have it that the game is unrealistic and it makes it not fun, what's the point? Anyway, glad you guys have listened this far, and hope you enjoyed my thoughts, and have a good day.